Hello and welcome to NDTV Profit. You're watching IPO Adda, and the company which is coming to the IPO is Medi Healthcare Services. It's a TPA provider for insurance companies. Its IPO is opening on December 15th, closes on 17th. Price between 397 to 418 per share. It's an OFS of 1171 crores, and the company is valued at close to 2900 crores at the upper end of the price band. And joining me is Mr. Satish Gidugu, who is the Chief Executive Officer and whole-time Director at the company. Satish, thank you very much for joining us on NDTV Profit. To begin with, you're the first TPA maybe who's going to be listing on the markets. Can you give us what is the kind of business model? How does you earn revenue from your operations?
Thank you so much, Sajeet, for having me here and giving us the opportunity to share our story with you. Our predominant revenues come from the India-based TPA industry. We are an independently regulated insurance intermediary working on the servicing side of health insurance. We make our money from the insurance companies in India. We get remunerated as a percentage of the premiums that they collect from various kinds of policyholders that they sell to. This could be group, retail, or government.
Okay. Give me a sense. So you get a percentage of premium from all the customers or the customers who come for claim?
No, we get paid, and thank you, that's a great question. So because we are the servicing of the insurance companies, we are disallowed from influencing claim outcomes, but we are focused on service. So we get paid for the whole membership and not just for the membership that actually claims.
Mm-hmm. And what could be this percentage of revenue that you get or a percentage of premium that you get? Because I understand that it's non-exclusive in nature, so there will be multiple TPAs servicing a single insurance company. So how does it work for you?
Typically, insurance companies and TPAs have long-term contracts, and insurance companies sell various products today, right? And different products have different workloads for the TPAs. So it's best to think of remuneration as a product-specific construct. Historically, Sajeet, we've seen like between 3 and 4.5% in the group portfolios where employers, give health insurance benefits to their employees. And in retail, we see anywhere from a 2% all the way to 5.5%, depending on the product that we serve.
Mm-hmm. Give me a sense of how does it work on a group insurance point of view, because there you have an employer who has an umbrella policy, and for them you are the one point of contact for in case they need any medical emergency or help. How does it work, and what are the total number of clients that you have as of today?
So if you look at the total India's group health insurance premiums, we account for about 30% of the premiums from a servicing perspective. That's from Medi and the two other TPAs that we've recently acquired. Collectively, we serve about 30% of the group health insurance premiums. And this accounts for about 9,500 group customers as of March 31st. And the number has only been growing.
Mm-hmm. And it's basically the acquisition, it's client acquisition that happens, right, from your end, in the sense that companies, you have to onboard companies so that they take your services. How is it actually?
It's actually almost the other way around right now, Sajeet. So a policyholder under the regulation has the option to ask for a specific TPA to be their TPA, right? And that's something that's enshrined in the regulation. So typically for the group employees, it's not just about claims, it's also about an intense benefit that they deliver today to the employees, right? Because when you provide insurance to let's say even just you covered only employees, at least 6 to 8% of those employees would fall sick and then report a claim. Then you bring in spouses, children, then you bring in parents. That could be a 20% incidence. Then you add outpatient, it can go up to a 50 or 150% incidence or utilization. So it's a very intense benefit that the employers actually today deliver to the employees, and hence they're very keen on selecting the right partner who will work with them to deliver that benefit and not just only be there when a claim is handled.
What kind of opportunities that are there for you in the overseas market, since you have a good understanding of TPA in the Indian domestic market? Does it have a similar opportunity available for you say in the UK or for that matter Middle East or a US market?
So Sajid, we're an exceptionally India-focused organization. Even the acquisition that we've done is very, focused on how, like India Inc. is getting global, right? And everybody's traveling, everybody's has got work abroad. I think our view is that as India Inc. globalizes, they travel abroad. We want to take the platform that we have, the benefits, and make sure that they get a seamless experience across the world. But the intent is not necessarily to become a global business or set up operations outside India.
Uh, Satish, I always wanted to ask this to a TPA, because whenever a customer or a client, goes for a processing of claims, it's the TPAs which turn down the claims or bring down the percentage of claims. What kind of is there any incentives that TPAs have in curtailing claims, or for that matter, showing controlled claims?
No, one, the regulation explicitly prohibits insurers from incentivizing us on the outcome of claims, right? They can only incentivize us for the servicing aspects of the true. The regulator is very active and very stringent on understanding whether the policyholders' interests are protected or not. Doesn't matter if it is a TPA processed claim or an insurer processed claim, Sajid. In fact, TPAs today account for about 55% of the health insurance premiums are managed by TPAs. About 45% is still sort of managed by insurance companies. It doesn't matter who processes the claim, the policyholder satisfaction and choice is paramount.
Mm-hmm. But are the regulations a little different when you compare it to maybe a public sector insurer and a private sector insurer?
No, the regulation is common. There is a TPA regulation that it doesn't matter who the insurance companies, and we work with both public and private sector, and that's how we work with 27 out of the 28 insurance companies today.
And if you can give me a split of how much of revenue comes from public sector for you and how much from private sector?
It's a little different in group and retail. Group is still predominantly a public sector dominated, especially many of the large corporates today, are with the public sector because historically, they've driven the portfolio. I think in group, we would be more 70-30 between public and private. That's sort of how the market is evolving. In retail, we would be closer to a 50-50, such between public and private.
And do you see increased retail participation to get a health insurance or medical insurance done? Means you're seeing that market growing and on a healthy note?
I believe so, especially after the pandemic. I think a lot of people have realized, and at least it's an awakening call for people to stay in short. And especially if you're job hopping and then you're switching jobs, you still want a continuity cover, even if you are not employed, right? I think retail will grow. Today, I think it's about 52% of the health insurance premiums are group, and I think about 38 is retail, and 10 is like the government space. But retail has also been growing. But group has grown exceptionally fast, and we've been able to ride the wave of the group growth.
Mm-hmm. Satish, it was a pleasure talking to you today. Your IPO Medi Assist Healthcare Services is opening on Jan 15th and closes on 17th. Price between 397 to 418 rupees. It's an OFS for over 1171 crores, and that puts a market value of close to 2900 crores for the company at the upper end of the price band. Thank you for watching NDTV Profit and joining us on
Thank you,
IPO
Sajid.
Adda.
Thank you, Sajid. Thank you so much.